I'd like to call this council meeting to order. Show that all council members are present with the exception of Councilman Judd, who has to be excused tonight. Thank you guys for joining us, and we don't have controversy, so I'm thinking you're here to recognize a few people, so we appreciate it. I've asked Councilman Clark to lead us in the invocation, followed by I'll lead us in the pledge. If you all like to stand and join us, you may do so.
Our Father in heaven, we're thankful for this opportunity we have to gather as the council. We're grateful for the building and the area with citizens and the be with us and help matters clear way. Provides for us and we have.
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Clark. Appreciate that. Next item on the agenda is call to the public. City Attorney. Thank you. Appreciate that. Next item on the agenda, do we have any? I guess we should, I didn't see any sitting over here, so. Next item on the agenda is recognition of outgoing council member J. Brent Hatch. If I can have the council meet us down there and grab Councilman Hatch, please. Yeah, you got to go. Kind of the reason we're going down there. You know, before I read what's on the plaque, I can tell you that we are going to miss this man a lot. I kind of begged him for many years to stay on the up on us. Yeah, I almost have to talk him into running, not really. He's a great asset to our council. We hate to see him go, but he's got some family matters he needs to take care of. The plaque says, in recognition of your many years dedicated service to the fellow and your commitment, integrity, and leadership, Show City Council. With gratitude, so he was on planning and zoning from 2010 to 2012. He's been on the city's council since 2012. He was our vice mayor 2016, 2018. I have a little special something for you here. welcome to sit with this wonderful. Here's something there. Yeah, might be cool. Oh, move it around. No, don't do that. Thank you very much. You're a fine group of people and ladies. I do appreciate your help. It's been my honor and privilege to have serve the city of Show Low on the council. A privilege to be part of Show Low's growth and progress. It's been a goal to serve all the citizens in Show Low that I've met and continue to feel good about. I was going to serve on the remainder of my term, but health issues have helped my wife. And Sharon is 63 years. We've been married most of those years. But she's prompted me to reconsider and leave my office and the work that comes along with it. I'm grateful to have served the mayors of Daryl Seymour, John Leach, thank you very much, John, city managers Ed Muter and Morgan Brown. Thank you. I'd like to thank the city staff who have supported me on my duties, and thanks to go out of all of the police officers that have been around and made sure that things are straight. I do appreciate that work. I'll continue to take an interest in Show Low's well-being and would like to ask our citizens to take advantage of their right to vote and to manage to keep a good city council member with me. Thank you. This is a beautiful piece of work. The Gamblers. It's great. I thank you. I'm going to go sit down with that lady. Feel sorry for who has to fill those shoes. Thank you, Councilman Hatch. We appreciate it. Gonna miss you. Next item on the agenda is recognizing retiring. It says employee, but I'm gonna say Chief Brad Provost, City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. It's a pleasure to be here tonight and an honor to me to recognize and thank our former Chief of Police, Brad Provost, for an extraordinary 39 years of dedicated service to the city of Show Low and the Show Low Police Department. As many of you know, Chief Provost's commitment to public service began very early. He started his law enforcement career with the Show Low Police Department as a police cadet while still in high school. After graduating from Show Low High School in 1986, he immediately reported to the Arizona Law Enforcement Training Academy in Tucson, where he graduated with honors. In fact, he took his oath of office so early, it was before he was even old enough to purchase ammunition for his service handgun. A fitting illustration of how early his sense of duty and professionalism took hold. From that moment forward, Chief Provost dedicated his entire career to this community. He worked his way through every rank within the department, gaining firsthand experience at every level of law enforcement, and ultimately served as Chief of Police for the past almost 5 years. His leadership was grounded in an experience, integrity, and a deep understanding of the men and women he led. Throughout his tenure, Chief Provost played a central role in numerous projects around the city. Most notably, he was instrumental in the design and construction of the new police headquarters, new regional communication center, and projects that will serve our officers and our community for decades to come. He also led efforts to revamp the paid cadet program, creating meaningful opportunities to recruit and develop local youth and build the next generation of law enforcement professionals within our own community. Chief Provost represents the very best of public service. His dedication to Show Low runs deep. He truly bleeds Show Low PD. He leaves behind a legacy defined by professionalism, innovation, mentorship, and an unwavering commitment to public safety. So on behalf of the city staff and the residents of Show Low, I extend our sincere gratitude to Chief Provost for 39 years of exceptional service. His impact will be felt long after his retirement, and he will be greatly missed by all those who have had the privilege to serve alongside him. So we want to thank Chief Provost. We also want to thank Barb. It's not easy being married to someone who's a police officer. It's a tough job, and we appreciate all of her support with him over the years, and want to congratulate him on a truly distinguished career. I told him several times I believe he's left a good mark on Show Low, and I want to thank Chief Provost. Thank you. So I know, Mayor, you have something for him from the council.
I do, but I'm sure we're going to make a
also
few
listen to-
comments
yeah.
first. But, you know, the other last Saturday or Saturday before at your retirement, I usually always have something to say. And I didn't have a whole lot to say because I told Brad, how long you been chief? He's been chief as long as I've been mayor. And how time flies, right? And I don't have a lot of interactions with the police department. So I get to know Brad through sitting up here. So I just can't thank Brad. I know that each council member probably wants to say a little something of what you've done to our police department to get going in the right direction. You've done a fantastic job. And the way I know that is we don't get the emails and we don't get all the phone calls from being on the council or being mayor. So you've cleaned that up from day one, and you did it so fast that we're all thinking there's no way. Well, he did. He did it. I mean, just did a fantastic job. You will be missed. We hope Chief Westover knows he's got some shoes to fill, and I believe he does know that. But we can't thank you enough, and we have something for you, but I'll turn the time over to the council members first.
I go back to my memory was watching you walk out of the high school and get in a police car, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And it seemed like that was 100 years ago, and I think it was. I just want to thank you for your service and all that you've done and getting to know you over the years, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
I said a couple weeks ago, it's been a pleasure and an honor to serve with you as an employee of the city of Show Low for many, many years, several decades together. But I appreciate the integrity and the way that you conduct yourself, and you have conducted yourself, and you've brought a real quiet calm to the department in your leadership style. And I'm sure that your troops really appreciate that too. It's been, you know, a really easy few years with you in that seat, and we're going to miss you, but I know it's a bittersweet occasion for you. We'll miss you, but I'm happy for you that you'll get this opportunity to now enjoy your marriage and enjoy life, and we wish you all the best. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you, Brad, for your service. We appreciate it. I know 39 years is a long time, and we appreciate the positive mark that you've left on the city. We hope you enjoy retirement, so thank you again.
Yeah, I'll just take a minute. I want to, first of all, Chief, thank your wife. I think that those things can't go enough to the spouses who spend those sleepless nights and who stress and worry. And whenever there's a siren, there's probably a level of angst that comes over them. And, what's going on, what's happening until you figure out exactly what's happening. So we, as a citizens and as a community, owe you a huge debt of service and gratitude for allowing Kim to work in this capacity. And so I want to thank you personally for that, because that goes a very long way. And, a lot of people don't know Chief Provost's wife worked as a teacher. And so I think that having the heart of a teacher and the heart of a police officer is a very unique thing, because it means that you want to serve the community, you want what's best for us, and you want what's best for the people that you're around. So thank you for that. And Chief, I think everybody has kind of have said that, and just culminate that. We want to thank you for for all of the time and the effort and the energy that you have put in and the years that you have really made our community a place that's safe, that people want to move to, that people want to make their home. And people don't want to make their home a place that has lawlessness or a place that they don't feel safe and they don't feel secure. And so as you've been able to do that for these last 39 years, we all owe you a debt of gratitude for making that possible and making Show Low such a wonderful place to live. So thank you.
Thank you. We do have a little gift for you, Brad, before you leave, and maybe say a few words, but I'd tell you what it is, but it's a handgun. I don't know a lot about handguns, but I think after a couple of weeks ago, after seeing the ones you got last week, 2 weeks ago, it looks like you're collecting handguns now. Is that kind of a new thing? Thank you, Chief, for everything, man. Appreciate you very much. Chief, if you want, I told him at his retirement party, you know, there's only been 2 chiefs that I've ever called chief, and one of them was Chief Corder, and I told this chief that I'm going to keep calling you chief, even though we have a chief, you're still going to be chief, so I'm going to still call you chief when I see you. So Chief, would you like to say a few words?
I would. And to begin with, I too would like to thank my wife, because if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here and wouldn't have lasted in this profession as long as I did. So my gratitude goes to Barb. When I was given the opportunity to be chief almost 5 years ago, and I stood before you, I told you our goal was to prepare the department for the next generation of leadership. And as you see, the next item on your program is the promotions. And I think that we have done a fine job of preparing the department for that. And that's evidenced by the fact that we had an internal candidate who, through an open process, became the chief, promotions to commander, lieutenant, sergeants, master officers, dispatch supervisors, master dispatchers, that these people were prepared to step up and lead and to take on the next generation. And I appreciate all the kind words, but we did this together. And I say we, that starts not only with the fine men and women of the department who work so hard, but it starts with the council, the administration, our city attorney, our other city departments, our public works, the finance department, the planning and zoning, our grant writers, the airport, because all these people work together. And I'd like to just hit a few of the highlights of things that we accomplished over the last 4 years, almost 5 years, because, you know, we've talked about 1% better, and what does that look like when you're working to be 1% better? What does that look like in the end? And so if you don't mind, Mayor, I would like to take a minute to hit some of those highlights. And I know Mr. Brown hit a couple, but Show Low PD did complete and open a new regional communications center, as well as a new evidence storage facility. Work is continuing on upgrading the firearms range, where we just recently brought in water and power. A new Navajo County Police Memorial was constructed in front of City Hall. All of our officers have new body cameras, rifles, pistols, and less lethal, such as bolo wrap and pepper ball. Over a third of our PD's fleet has been converted to hybrid, saving significantly on fuel costs. Our radio communications have been enhanced, with all of our officers having new quad-band portables and quad-band mobile radios in all of our cars. A new multi-agency AIRS repeater was installed to improve regional multi-agency communications. A regional dispatch 911 radio channel was developed, linking together all dispatch centers in northern Arizona. Additional law enforcement and fire agencies are currently working on coming into our regional communications center, and we expanded the emergency medical dispatching and added emergency fire dispatching services. Working with Navajo County Sheriff's Office, we're linking communication systems to provide redundancy and mutual support. All of our PD's command staff have attended one or more of the national command schools, such as at FBI NA, Northwestern, the National Institute of Technology, or the West Point Leadership Program. All of our supervisors have attended the FBI Trilogy program, which is basic supervision, advanced supervision, and executive leadership development. All of our master officers and lead officers have attended instructor school, FTO school, and at least one specialty instructor school. 2 more SRO positions were added, placing an SRO in every school. A second position was added to the Major Crimes Apprehension Team. A community action officer, police analyst, and records clerk were added. Show Low PD has implemented data-driven policing. The results have been a 15% reduction in overall calls for service, saving over $200,000 in staffing costs. A 54% reduction in liquor thefts, such as at Walmart, has occurred. We reduced problems at the bus stops, leading to almost 8% increase in ridership and a triple-digit increase in senior free bus pass ridership. Reductions in calls for service at group homes dealing with the severely mentally disabled has occurred, and a reduction in vandalism at city parks by adding more lighting, changing park hours, and putting time locks on the bathrooms. There was the creation of a trespass authorization program allowing officers to contact individuals in parking lots and on private property. This has reduced loitering, homeless camps, illegal RV, and semi-truck parking. We helped implement a short-term rental program, which has reduced problems that they created in the neighborhoods. We worked with several local businesses to address public access, parking, and traffic issues, especially in the downtown business development area. Relationships have been built with the Chamber, Main Street, VFW, Arizona Rangers, the school district, and various other community groups to bring various events to our community and address quality of life issues. Traffic enforcement has been taking place targeting areas of high speed, reckless drivers, and accidents while working with ADOT and city staff to address engineering concerns. Show Low PD's drug recognition experts are instructors statewide. Were recognized as third in the state for activity and third nationally. They were recently recognized nationally, and all patrol officers are HGN and A-Ride certified. We developed an off-highway vehicle program for enforcement and Forest Service patrols. Implementation of a community outreach and notification program called SPIDER, which provides text messaging, follow-up on calls for service, as well as victim notification. Show Low PD has maintained a 4.8 out of 5 approval rating from the public. We are currently implementing a drone as a first responder program. We have worked hard on hiring and training qualified people. It has been a major objective. We focus on building a team with community ties by participating in job fairs with local schools and colleges, creating a paid cadet program for young adults 18 to 21 who want to train to attend the police academy, supporting a youth volunteer program for kids 14 to 19 who want to learn about policing, providing a high school and college internship program, participating in statewide Arizona law enforcement career academies, and working with the city to implement a college tuition reimbursement program. Show Low PD had Officer, Dispatcher, and Animal Control Officer of the Year for the entire state of Arizona within 24 months. We've instituted programs supporting employee and family physical and mental health. This has included programs such as Heal the Hero, Mind Base, and counseling services. The Special Response Team has been expanded to include other agencies, and a funding stream was developed to support the team's training and equipment costs. Working with county, we developed a major and incident investigations team to investigate major crimes, complex cases, and officer-involved shootings. This is one of 5 such teams in the state of Arizona. A new agreement with NPC's Police Academy was developed to provide full-time staffing and bring stability and professionalism to this regional training academy. And lastly, Show Low has become a regional training center for Arizona Post and is hosting high-level training programs for officers from around the state of Arizona. These aren't everything that's been accomplished, but they are some of the highlights, and I think you'll find that's why you have some outstanding men and women who are working for this department, who are looking recent promotions, your new chief. I think they will all serve you well, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Thank you for your support in the police, not only personally, but of the department and of our people. I can't tell you how proud I am to be a member of Show Low. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty, next item on the agenda is recognition of Show Low Police Department promotions. Chief Westover.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, staff, thanks for having me tonight. You're right, Mayor, big shoes to fill. And I'm honored and humbled for that opportunity to keep that momentum going that Chief Provost and the Charlotte Police Department's created. And tonight I'm humbled to recognize some promotions that we've made as a result of my promotion to chief that left a commander vacancy. And like Chief Provost said, we've worked very hard to prepare the next generations of leaders to fill those vacancies. And Mike Butora, his promotion to commander left a vacancy in the lieutenant rank. And after a selection process, Alan Rogers was selected and promoted to the rank of lieutenant and filled Commander Butora's former vacancy. And as a result of that, that left a sergeant vacancy. And we're honored to have Justin Butler fill the rank of sergeant. So tonight we'll be recognizing those promotions and allowing their family members to participate with them, because you're right, Councilman Clark, the family goes through a lot when their spouses or their loved ones serve in this very difficult profession, and they're going to have the opportunity to pin badges and bars and stars. So without further ado, we'll start with Commander Mike Butora. Mike, if you'll come up. Commander Butora began his law enforcement career in 1994 with the Arizona Department of Corrections, where he served for 3 years in assignments spanning all levels of custody. In 1997, he joined the Charlotte Police Department, marking the beginning of a distinguished career that now spans nearly 3 decades of dedicated public service. Throughout his tenure with Charlotte PD, Commander Butora served in a wide range of progressively responsible roles. These include a 2-year assignment with the State Gang Task Force. In recognition of his performance and dedication, he was named Officer of the Year in 2004. Later that same year, Commander Butora was promoted to Patrol Sergeant. In that role, and in subsequent supervisory assignments, he served as a Field Training Sergeant, Major Crimes Apprehension Team Sergeant, and later as the Criminal Investigations Sergeant. His leadership and effectiveness were further recognized in 2010 when he was honored as Supervisor of the Year. In May of 2022, Commander Butora was promoted to lieutenant and assigned to the Operational Support Division. He was subsequently promoted to commander in September of last year, a position in which he continues to serve within the Operational Support Division. Commander Butora's career has been marked by exceptional performance, professionalism, and a strong commitment to public service. His awards and commendations include the Chief's Award of Excellence and a Special Service Award from St. John's PD for helping solve a homicide investigation. In 2022, he was further honored with the Navajo County Distinguished Law Enforcement Award in recognition of his excellence and dedication to victims' rights. In addition to his operational and leadership experience, Commander Butora demonstrated a sustained commitment to professional development. He is a graduate of the National Innovation Academy, the International Association of Chiefs of Police Leadership and Police Organizations Program, and the FBI Command Institute for Law Enforcement Executives. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Commander Butora is a devoted husband, father, and grandfather. He's been married to his wife, Mickey, for more than 25 years. Together, they have 4 children, all of whom continue to reside in the community, and 4 grandchildren who are central to their family life. Commander Butora exemplifies integrity, leadership, and dedication to the community he serves. I'm confident he will continue to represent the Charlotte Police Department with distinction in his role as commander. 3 of Mike's 4 grandchildren are going to pin his badge and his stars tonight. His grandson Xander is going to do his badge, and Knightley and Deacon are going to do the stars on his collar. I'm going to call them up.
I want to go in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got.
The littlest one should have done the badge. Ow.
So Chief Westover said that the mayor wouldn't let me get out without doing a quick speech, so it'll be quick because I know you guys have a full agenda. I am humbled by this opportunity to serve in this capacity as commander, and I am thankful for the 28 years that working for this city. I love this city. I have raised four kids, and I truly love this city. I want to take the time to thank my wife. He talked about the 18 years of being on SWAT, the 5 years in investigations, the 6 years in MCAT, and I could not have done this without my wife, Mickey. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm so humbled and blessed that I get to serve with Mike Butora and Jeff McNeil as the two commanders over the different divisions, and I think you'll be impressed by the service they provided this great community. So, Lieutenant Alan Rogers. Lieutenant Rogers began his law enforcement career in 2005 with the Snowflake Taylor Police Department and lateral to the real police department, the Shola Police Department. In January of 2007, where he learned all of his skills and abilities. Since that time, he's demonstrated consistent professionalism, adaptability, and dedication to public service. Throughout his tenure with our department, Lieutenant Rogers has served in a wide range of assignments, including patrol, criminal investigations, and as a school resource officer. He later returned to patrol, where he's promoted to patrol sergeant in 2019, and subsequently was assigned as detective sergeant in 2022. Each of these roles has prepared him well for the responsibilities he now assumes as a lieutenant. Lieutenant Rogers' performance has been repeatedly recognized by both the department and the broader law enforcement community. His awards include Elk Lodge Officer of the Year in 2008 and 2017, Officer of the Year in 2018, Arizona Officer of the Year in 2021, which is a big one. That's Officer of the Year for the whole state of Arizona. The Medal of Valor in 2021, and most recently, Supervisor of the Year in 2024. These honors reflect not only individual acts of excellence and bravery, but also his sustained commitment to leadership, mentorship, and service. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Lieutenant Rogers is a devoted family man. He's been married to his wife, Carrie, for 22 years, and together they're raising 4 children, Jordan, Brixton, Peyton, and Lyndon. Outside of work, enjoys spending time with his family, collecting challenge coins. You get an opportunity to go to his office and you'll know what I mean. And pursuing outdoor activities such as mountain biking, kayaking, camping, and hunting. Interests that reflect his energy, discipline, and appreciation for teamwork and perseverance. Lieutenant Rogers has expressed great enthusiasm for his new role and the challenges that come with it. I'm confident that his experience, leadership style, and commitment to this department will continue to positively impact our organization and the community of Shola.
On behalf of the Show Police Department, I would like to congratulate Lieutenant Alan Rogers on his well-deserved promotion and thank him and his family for their continued service and support. Alan's wife and mother will be pinning his badge and his bars tonight.
Some damage with that.
Maybe I could get away without saying something.
No.
I'm very humbled by this opportunity. Ironically, I started the academy September 11th of 2005, but I graduated 20 years ago this day. So I did start with Snowflake Taylor Police Department, like Chief Westover said, and then I made the good decision, better decision to come over to the Show Low Police Department, and I can't tell you how honored I am to have worked for the Show Low Police Department for the last 18 years. Like many of you have said, I have to recognize my family. I couldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them and their support. The holidays, I miss the birthdays, the family events, nights, weekends. It's fun for us. We get to go out and play and have a good time, and we don't realize what's left at home. But my wife has done a great job over the last 2 decades of supporting our 4 children and taking care of them. And in 2005, my mom actually suffered a major stroke, and we didn't know if she was gonna make it. But here she is, 20 years later, and was able to pin on my bar. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Man, brings back memories of my mom pinning my stars recently. A neat opportunity. Last but certainly not least, Sergeant Justin Butler. And for those of you who know him, he's a local celebrity. If you don't believe me, go to any public event and everybody knows him and loves him, and he bleeds Show Low PD. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to describe some of his accomplishments. Sergeant Butler is a lifelong member of our community. He grew up in the Show Low area and graduated from Show Low High School in 2009. His roots in this community have shaped both his values and his commitment to public safety service. He and his wife, Taylor, she's from Round Valley, so is my wife, so he's got good taste, have built their home here in Show Low, where they are raising their family. Together, they have 4 children with another on the way, and they are active participants in community events and local activities. Sergeant Butler began his law enforcement career in 2013 with the Eager Police Department, and then again, he saw the light and in 2016, he lateraled to the Show Low Police Department, where he served with distinction ever since. Throughout his tenure, Sergeant Butler's taken on a variety of critical roles, including school resource officer, field training officer, taser instructor, physical training instructor, and master officer. His professionalism, leadership, and dedication to excellence have been consistently evident in each of these assignments. His service has been formally recognized by this department on multiple occasions, having been named Show Low Police Department Officer of the Year in both 2016 and 2021, an achievement that reflects the high regard in which he's held by both his peers and department leadership. On behalf of the Show Low Police Department, I thank the City Council for your continued support, and I ask you to join me in congratulating Sergeant Justin Butler on his well-earned promotion to sergeant. His wife, Taylor, will have the honor of pinning his sergeant badge tonight.
I was really hoping I didn't have to say anything. I just want to I definitely have to say, if everybody knows me, I definitely will say something, but I just want to be brief though, and just take an opportunity to just thank each and every one of you for the opportunity I've had to not only work here, but now get this promotion. It means a lot to me. This police department and my family are everything to me. I'm so grateful for my wife. She puts up with a lot of stuff from me and a lot of stuff from work and things like that, and she takes it with stride and helps teach our kids the meaning of it and the understanding as why dad's not there and stuff. So she takes a lot of that burden on herself to explain all that, and I couldn't do it without her. This community means everything to me. I couldn't see myself anywhere else. I'm so excited that you guys gave me an opportunity to not only work here, but now be a supervisor for this beautiful police department. And I won't let y'all down. I'll give it my all, and I'm just glad to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
I think, Councilman Clark, you want to say something?
Yeah, I like doing this. I think it's fitting that we have our officers come here, and I know that Chief Provost is the one who started that, where we have our, the promotions, the annual awards. I think it's fitting because I don't think our officers get enough praise. I don't think that they get enough recognition, and I don't think that I know our community definitely values officers more than other communities throughout the country, but I don't think that they get near enough of that. And so I want to congratulate each one of these gentlemen who have been promoted. I think I call each one of them my friends, and I've seen them rise kind of through the ranks in their time in law enforcement. I will speak to, Sergeant Butler. I remember when he went to the academy for Round Valley, and I honestly I was worried because if you know Justin, I didn't know if he had the demeanor to be a cop because he is just a light. He's kind, he is vivacious, he's outgoing, and people naturally gravitate towards him. And you can see why that so many people in the community know him. And I want to also recognize his parents and his family. They're here to support today. Mr. and Mrs. Butler have been a staple at the high school as long as I can remember. And I think that they have a very community mindset, and we're fortunate to have a family such as theirs to be in our community. And I will make right now that I want to recognize, not only Sergeant Butler, but recognize that his sister actually outranks him. And so she's here in attendance. So I don't know if there's any sibling rivalry with that. But I go next to Lieutenant Rogers. He has been an effective leader and a great person. Anytime I've had an opportunity to interact with him and to talk to him and to see him, he always wants to learn and to grow and to, he's the type of leader that, even though he started off and lives in Snowflake, he really has brought himself into our community. He was the SRO for a long time, and I feel like that has endeared him to a lot of students and a lot of people who look up to him. And we talk about community policing, and I think it's interesting that two of our promotions tonight are at least as far as I know, they were SROs who took an interest into kids, and they want to, stave off, crime and give back to the community. And a lot of times I see them at football games and basketball games and times when they're out in the community and they're engaging with these kids. And that's what we really, you see that in as these kids get older and they grow up and they see those great examples. And so I really feel like our department has embraced community policing, and that's great to see. And then obviously I was a neighbor to Commander Batora. He had the misfortune of living across the street from me for several years. And there were times where his grandson would come over and be with my kids, and they would play in the snow, and we'd have like jumping castles and they would play and stuff. And so it's great to see you taking this next step in your career, Commander Batora. I applaud all three of you, and I'm excited to see what you and this new leadership within the department has in store for us as a city. So thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but I asked him to say it for me.
Word for word.
He works with you guys and sees you guys a lot. Congratulations, well deserved. So thank you guys very much, and thank you all that are here to keep our community safe. You're an amazing department. I love it when I go to other areas and they talk about you guys. So I appreciate everything you do for our community. Makes me feel comfortable when I go to sleep. I have seen a few of you at my house. It wasn't because I was bad. It was just some of the neighbors. So anyway, thank you guys very much. Before I take a break and let you all go, you're going to stay for a couple more items. We're going to make it fast. Next item on the agenda is award presentation by the Arizona Rangers, Show Low Main Street, and Helping Hand to the City of Show Low. Mr. Brown, did you want to come up here with your entourage? There's a lot of black hats back there. And I'm not even in trouble with all these black hats. You might as well all come up here because you're going to stand in front of us. We're going to take a picture at the end here. So if you need a hat, I have a silver one back here. Somebody can borrow. You stand out of place.
All right. I'll start off. Good evening, everyone, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, City. I'd like to start off by saying thank you for a great 2025 last year. It was overwhelming, great due to the council's generous donation and support. Our mission as Rangers is to always serve and assist where needed or when called upon. Myself and my fellow Rangers have always completed the duties and tasks given. With the council's support last year, it allowed us to step up even more within our community and our surrounding communities. But no, we never have been able to do this alone. I'd like to take a moment and thank those who have always been there, supportive of the Arizona Rangers and all that we do. Most important, our relationships with you all. Show Low Mayor and Council, Show Low Police Department, Chief Provost, thank you for your years of service and outstanding leadership from all of us. We were blessed to have worked with you over the years. It's been a pleasure. We will miss you. Enjoy. Chief Westover, congratulations again. We have been blessed to have you as a chief and look forward to working with you moving forward. Also, Cameron, Chuck, Justin, commanders, lieutenants, and your team. Pine Top Lakeside, Chief Barnes, Commander Priscilla and team. Snowflake Taylor, Chief Lieutenant and team. Jeff Sharp, congratulations on retirement. Thank you for everything. Enjoy. White Mountain Helping Hands, Marsha Gromley, Janet Bennett, Christy Lambert, Kathleen Brown, Caitlin Draper. Main Street, Denise Stowe, Brian Martin and team. The Darren Reed Foundation, Kathy Reed, Phil Uhall, Wendy and John Weisner, board and team. The House Restaurant, Chris and Michelle Corbin and team. Monica's Restaurant, Monica and Audie and team. Arizona Children's Charity. A lot of this just doesn't happen unless we have those relationships and the support as you have given us. Timber Mesa Fire, Randy and Casey Chevalier and team, firefighters union as a whole, Helmut the jeweler, Jamie Helmut and team, Greg and Erica, thank you for all you do and have done. ACDC Fabrication, Aaron, Dylan, Kyle and team, Tractor Supply, Home Depot, Lowe's. The list goes on, but my time is short. But no, if I didn't call out your name, you were on the list. In closing, Arizona Rangers Sholo Company could not have accomplished the things that we did in 2025 without the relationships we have with all of you and so many more in our community. Support as a collective team and effort working with everyone. It has allowed us to help so many in need last year. So thank you sincerely, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, Town, and what you have done for us. Thank you to everyone in this room and all of our communities. Thank you so much. Appreciate you having confidence in us and all that we do, your support, and what you did for us last year just allowed us to do so much. It was pretty incredible. I think everybody here can attest to that. So in short, we'd like to pass out a little token of our appreciation and what you've done. And I think it's in order here. Starting off with Adams.
All right, we're not in alphabetical order up here. Praise God, they're in alphabetical.
That's nice.
We're just, thank you.
He's gone, but you can set it there and we'll make sure he gets it. He's right there behind you.
Right back there.
I don't know if you guys can see these, but these are pretty nice. They have our names on them and everything. That's pretty awesome. Thank you guys. Ray, I think I've told you this many a times when I see you out in our community doing all these events, but you guys have done a great job resurrecting the Arizona Rangers in our community. It's great to see you guys out there. We can never thank you enough for everything you do on this whole mountain, not just Sholo, Pine Top, Lakeside, Snowflake. You guys are everywhere. I thought I was everywhere. You guys are more than me. So thank you guys very much for everything you do for our community. And if you need our support, we got your back, I promise you.
Yeah, I feel we've had that all along. In the years that we've had the relationship, it's just been nothing but outstanding. So thank you, and thank everyone here in the room for coming here and supporting us. I don't think we'll ever forget Brad and Barb. They're kind of everywhere as well, so
Right.
thank you as well.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate
Okay,
everything.
can we get a quick photo?
Before we do that,
Oh,
I have one more thing, if we could ask Chief Provost to come back down to the well. I am Captain Jeff Guyer of the Sholo Company of Arizona Rangers. My predecessor, Craig Boston, had nominated Chief Provost as an honorary ranger. The procedure involves writing up a nomination explaining our relationship with Sholo Police Department and Chief Provost in particular, and also to explain the reasons why this is bestowed upon him as opposed to anybody else in the community. Only a select few people get this honorary conferment, including the governor. But we felt strongly enough that the nomination was submitted. It was accepted by our state board of directors. And so, Chief Provost, you are now an honorary Arizona Ranger. And there's also a badge for your shadow box to go with that.
Oh, wow.
You bet. Thank you. And you wanted to get a picture, you said?
let's grab one. Anybody have a phone there?
Christie's right there. Yeah.
As well.
Okay.
We have to go up there.
We're gonna go up there. Let's go up there.
Way to go, Will.
Hey, I'm sure. No, I'm in the back.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
And it wouldn't be right for me to leave here letting you know without the support of my wife, Kathleen. We've been together 50 years.
Wow.
Just when I am young, we met early. Very late. Thank you again, everybody.
Now, before I take a quick break, I would like for you guys to watch with us, because we haven't seen this at all either, the State of the City address. It's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes or less. We don't know. They'll play that. Hello, I'm your Mayor, John Leach Jr. Welcome to the State of the City Address. This morning, we're up on Porter Mountain. What a fantastic view of our community. I'm here to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the city and things that are going on in our community. You know, we have a fantastic staff. They do a great job keeping us reined in a little bit, I would say, but we're keeping up on our roads. Our infrastructure is doing fantastic. You know, our public works guys are on the ball on everything that we need in our community. We've got a lot of exciting things happening with our new event center coming up, probably in the next year or two. We're fiscally sound. We've been that way for many years. We've got some reserve in the bank, but the city of Show Low is in great hands. You know, we can't thank our city manager enough and his staff. Things are looking good. Here's some more of the State of the City address.
This past year, every Show Low department has made meaningful progress. As a collaborative team, we continue to hold ourselves to a consistent standard, being 1% better every day. Here's a look at the highlights and accomplishments of 2025. For the past 23 years, the city has earned the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. For the last 5 years, we've also received the GFOA Triple Crown Award. We maintain a balanced budget with a minimum reserve of $1 million, and any future tax increases require a supermajority vote of the council. All financial transactions are posted online and available through ClearGov on the city's website. Budget meetings are open to the public, and all schedules and forms are accessible online. This year, City Engineer Shane Hemsoth was promoted to Public Works Director. Shane has been with the city for more than 18 years and brings comprehensive knowledge of our infrastructure and valuable experience to this role. Several major road projects reached milestones this year, including the Country Club Estate subdivision repaving and asphalt overlay on East Old Linden Road and streetscape improvements along North 11th Street. We also completed expansions to both the downtown and airport parking lots. The ADOT grant-funded multi-use path along State Route 260 is now complete. Additionally, a $2.4 million grant will fund the design of the Scott Ranch roadway extension. Wastewater improvements included upgrades to the Brady sewer line extension, annual city-wide manhole replacements, and updated equipment at the treatment plant. A new 25-year wastewater master plan was also finalized, identifying future upgrades for the east area of the city and the treatment facility. Water system improvements included water line replacement in the Fools Hollow subdivision, the installation of new fire hydrants, and the addition of 2 wells brought online thanks to the rehabilitation of the existing 300,000-gallon water storage tank. Our city's economy continues to excel, with retail sales in 2025 up more than 5% over 2024. We welcomed a new TJ Maxx store, an Einstein Bros Bagels restaurant, a new Take 5 oil change store located on a pad on the Lowe's property, as well as the Spearfish RV Resort. We also saw the completion of the new Goldwater Student Services building on the Show Low NPC campus. We were pleased to see Aero Products continue to expand their presence with new hangar and parts buildings. Other notable projects include several new industrial buildings in the Airport Commerce Center, as well as over 80 new small business startups. We added tourism information kiosks at City Hall, the public library, and our regional airport. The city is making significant progress on workforce housing, due in large part to the incentives package implemented in 2023. The 96-unit Mountain Ridge apartment complex broke ground in October, with 80 units designated as workforce housing. More than 12 additional workforce multi-housing units with 2 single-family homes are being constructed. Our business incubator project continues to move forward. We are completing the planning stages and expect to secure a federal grant to help fund construction this year. In the meantime, we launched a growth acceleration program in July 2025 to support new businesses in preparation for the eventual opening of the business incubator. We continue to partner with Navajo County and the state of Arizona to bring robust broadband infrastructure to support an entrepreneurial ecosystem. New residential permits increased by 20% over last year, with 131 single-family permits issued. Multifamily permits saw a significant increase as well, rising by 600%. Total permit valuation increased by $12.1 million. And a new 40-unit housing project on Penrod Road has received a permit for construction. This year, Mike Mariscal was named Community Services Director. Mike has served the city for more than 28 years and brings extensive experience into his new role. The department continues to offer a wide range of events, including the Men's Memorial Day softball tournament, which has been played for more than 40 years. New events this year included the Sholo Youth Rodeo, the Adult Easter Egg Hunt, and the Pickle in the Pines Pickleball Tournament. The Aquatic Center hosted numerous events, welcoming thousands of swimmers and serving as the venue for the regional swim meet with more than 200 participants. Public Information produced 153 videos this year, generating more than 5.6 million impressions. The city secured $7.4 million in new grant funding and is currently managing more than $12.6 million in grant-funded projects. Completed projects include bus shelters, pickleball courts, park restrooms, and the first phase of the Savage Sewer improvements. In December of 2025, the police department marked an important milestone with the retirement of Chief Provost, who served our community with distinction for nearly 40 years. Beginning his career as a cadet, he rose through the ranks with loyalty, courage, and a strong commitment to leadership and education. His legacy reflects a career of excellence, celebrated locally and across the region. As we honor this transition, we look ahead and congratulate Greg Westover on his promotion to Chief of Police, along with the internal promotions of Commander Mike Butora, Lieutenant Alan Rogers, and Sergeant Justin Butler. Their leadership ensures continuity and a strong foundation for the department's future. Over the past year, the police department continued investing in people, innovation, and community trust. The Paid Cadet program remains a point of pride, providing young people with a pathway into law enforcement while strengthening the future of the department. The department has also expanded its use of technology and data-driven strategies to reduce crime and improve service delivery. By analyzing trends and deploying resources strategically, we are working proactively to reduce calls for service while maintaining high standards of public safety. These accomplishments reflect the City of Show Low's continued commitment to progress and service. Together, we're building a bright future for everyone who calls Show Low home.
On behalf of the whole entire City Council and our staff at City Hall, we thank you very much for supporting our community. We want to keep up on all the projects that we have going, but we definitely would like your input. We want to thank you for everything that you do for our community. We love this community. Our council loves everything that we do. I absolutely love being your mayor, but if there's anything that we can do for you in the future, please let us know. Thank you and God bless. I can tell you before I take a quick intermission, I begged my wife to go up there with me. I didn't realize she was going to be in it, but it was cold. It was the top of Porter Mountain, cold and windy. Thank you, Grace, and your staff. I appreciate it very much. Anybody got anything? Good, good. We're going to take a couple minute break so you guys can all skedaddle. We probably got another hour. No, I'm joking. Take a couple minute break. Nobody's going to stay.
That's awesome. Everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Chief, thank you. I'm glad we didn't ever get any interactions. So I was a good boy, I promise.
Thanks, Chief.
Yep. Appreciate everything.
That's great on camera.
How are you? I'm doing wonderful so far. Yes, now I recognize your face. I do.
How long have I been here? 28.
Yes.
Off to travel. Yes, that was very exciting. Very exciting. You have the next trip planned. Okay. Hey, Boston is fun. Go out for dancing. You go dancing? Oh.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, so I'll see you in your consulting position.
Not for a while.
Break for a while.
I'm on mandatory time.
How's the dogs? They're good. Are you guys out working this weekend in the yard?
Were you,
No, okay, well, we walked by and I heard like
bills for
tree
someone
cutting,
else?
so I didn't think it was scary. But it's not like any tree cutting, so
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
I did get all that saved in there. You got the whole.
Is that why they were?
I was telling her,
I'd
helped
Yeah, but I didn't know you said you guys cut down.
and then she was just like, well, I don't really, what we were looking
Okay, so you're
because I didn't really see anybody there, and then you guys came, and then two other people came at different times during the day, got out and got around, so I didn't know if he dropped his price or what, because I didn't really see anybody there. So, Bill had his issues too.
Went to the back. He's always up there.
And that is
Yeah, we don't give those out.
it's his favorite.
No.
And when our great grandson was visiting 4th of July,
So what we do is like,
down there
come
and
say hello and grab the dog. They go have to wait.
That's awesome.
well, thanks.
Get all those other miscellaneous revenues.
Thank you for your.
Yeah. Don't worry about this. Well, yeah, we still have to crack on, but then it's gonna go up later. So, if anytime we'll see you on the weekend. Oh, okay. We'll see you.
It's cold.
Miss Connie? Do you think, you're looking up there. It's not your time yet. Miss Connie. She looks, is it my turn already?
See you later.
That was good. Did I go there already? I was just walking.
It happened so fast.
I thought, where'd Brent go? We're going to move on. Councilman Clark will be back. We're going to move back to our regular meeting. Next item on the agenda is consent calendar, where I entertain a motion for consideration of approval of Pet Ally Shelter, consideration of Second Amendment agreement for selling of real property, consideration of approval of radio frequency use, consideration of acceptance of the Shola Regional Airport parking lot, consideration of award of well 3B upgrades, consideration of acceptance at Archbeck Park restroom, consideration of adoption of resolution number R 2026-05, approving submitting application for Arizona State Parks land improvements, consideration of approval of Lochner Task Order 2 for engineering, design, and construction administration, consideration of the minutes of the Shola City Council on January 6, 2026.
Make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Got a motion, by Councilman Adams, got a second by Vice Mayor. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, consideration of ordinance number 2026-01, adding chapter 7.35 outdoor camping and adopting resolution number R 2026-03, declaring it as public record that documents titled revision to Title 7, adding chapter 7.3 outdoor camping of the Shola City Code. Mr. Chief Westover, not Mr., it says Greg Westover. I'm going to go Chief Westover.
Thank you, Mayor. At the City Council retreat held on October 1st, 2025, staff presented information and issues related to outdoor camping within city limits. The concerns relate to both public and private property. Concerns include public safety and the preservation of public and private property. The city has responded to abandoned encampments on public and private property, which have left littered and hazardous situations. Encampments often leave the area cluttered with abandoned property, trash, drug paraphernalia, odors, and contamination from urine and feces. The ordinance seeks to address camping on public and private property. Camping on public property would be limited to areas specifically authorized for camping and require written permission or a permit. Camping on private property would require written permission from the property owner and would have restrictions on the length of time and location of the camping. The ordinance would allow for disposal of abandoned property left on public property after notice. Violations of the ordinance are a civil violation for the first offense and a Class 1 misdemeanor for a subsequent offense. This ordinance will be a helpful tool for public safety and preservation of public and private property. Staff recommends adopting ordinance number 2026-1, adding chapter 7.35, outdoor camping, and adopting resolution number R 2026-03, declaring as public record that documents titled revisions to Title VII, adding Chapter 7.35 outdoor camping of the Show City Code. Staff's available for questions.
Thank you, sir. I'll open it up for a public hearing real quick. We have anybody from the public want any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll turn it back to the council for any questions or comments. Seeing none,
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, Chief, in 7.35.030, camping on private property, it says no person shall camp on a private property unless the person, and then camping on a private property shall not be permitted for any length of time exceeding 14 consecutive days. Is that for the, like, how do we delineate that between, is that 14 days of camping for the property itself or for a group of individuals? So like if, you know, somebody has private property and they do a family reunion and they camp on there for, 4 days, and then 2 weeks later, another group comes and camps on that. Is that permissible for, multiple people to camp up to 14 days, or is it just the property itself can't be used for 14 days? Can't be used for camping for more than 14 consecutive days?
Yeah, and Anna, correct me if I'm wrong. She went through the city code. The city already prohibits any camping over 14 days at private residence. It would be specific to the person camping, is my understanding, and no more than 30 total days within that calendar year.
So I guess maybe my question should be for Anna. Will this ordinance adversely affect like people like the Owens Ponds property? Like I know that they utilize that for church gatherings and family functions and all of that. And so is this going to adversely affect them in any way as far as they hosting church events and, family reunions and all of that on that property?
So I would say no, not as to the events. So the goal is to keep, have private property owners, well, two situations. There's private property owners that have people that are camping on their property, and the private property owners have not specifically given permission. And so the police department have had issues contacting the property owner to be able to trespass specifically as to such as like the Owens Ponds. The ordinance allows for the 14 consecutive days, 30 days within a year. I think what Chief Westover was responding to was that there's already in city code in reference to RVs. RVs are allowed to, so that section is consistent with what is with RVs. This should not apply to organizations having matters. This is more aimed at individuals setting up camp on their property, private property or public property, creating more of a nuisance situation.
And so so I guess my question would be, so if somebody like it doesn't run with the property, it goes with the people. Is that what makes, so that if somebody wants to have we're not going to go to them and say, you've already had X number of, days that this property has been camped on. It's exceeded the number of days it can be camped on. It can't camp for another calendar year. That can't happen.
I think we're referring to an individual person or persons in that group. So a person or persons, any specific 14 consecutive days or 30 days in a month.
Okay. So, all right.
I'm sorry, 30 days in a year.
Any other questions? Good.
I just don't want this to adversely affect what people are already doing. If they, I understand the intended purpose of it was to deal with individuals who we may want to trespass or remove from the property and stuff. I just don't want it to be utilized against a property owner who already is doing that, and then we show up and say, hey, oh yeah, by the way, you can't do what you've done historically for however long, allow people to camp on your property because, of this new city ordinance.
So do we need to add something into that to make sure, or do we, how do we answer that question?
Mayor, if you would like to have some sections rewritten to clarify that, we can do that.
This is just for, does it really say, now that you said that, does it really, I know it says outdoor camping. I guess that's totally different than somebody staying at your house, right? So I guess that's the difference. Somebody staying at your house or outdoor camping behind your house or a property you own in town compared to staying at your house
Correct.
is the difference that I understand. It's more of a camping situation than somebody camping at your house that's a friend of yours that you tell them to plug into my wall.
And what we're seeing, Mayor, we've got, for example, unsheltered people in town on private property. We can't get a hold of the private property. They're creating excessive trash on that property, feces, urine, drug paraphernalia, syringes, and without their written consent to allow them on there, it's really hard to prove. They just say I have permission. This ordinance also requires that they have written permission from the homeowner or the property owner, rather, with their contact information. It helps us address some of the quality of life issues in town too that are really hard to enforce and to get them help.
So what he's talking about, Councilman Clark's talking about, maybe is something different, that we don't have an issue, right?
No, it's not related to the intent of what we're.
I agree with what he's saying, but if we don't have that issue, let's not create an ordinance to clean up that issue that we don't have.
Well, and this is what my worry is that we read 7.35.03 that says camping on private property shall not be permitted for any length of time exceeding 14 consecutive days and subject to the following conditions. Frequency shall not exceed 30 days in any one calendar year, right? And so if you have a group of people that come and the property owners wants them to stay there and they are able to utilize that for 10 days, and then a week or two later, a different group comes. I don't want this to be interpreted that it says that there have been more than you've utilized that property for more than 30 days for camping, even if it's two separate groups, and now you can't allow campers on that property in an effort to deal with those property owners, because even though that's the intended consequences or in the intended purpose of what we're doing, if somebody utilizes that to stop them from using that property for church gatherings or for family reunions or whatnot, I could see that being interpreted to allow that to happen, where historically they may have used that property to say, every weekend we're going to have people here for 3 or 4 days, but then once you meet that 30-day limit, now you can't use it for another calendar year. And and I know that has happened with some disagreements with businesses with like our sign code and stuff, like how many days a year can you have this type of sign out? And so then we are, prohibiting people from utilizing a sign after that's been outside for a certain number of days. And so while I understand right now that that's not the purpose of this, I could see that this being interpreted by an officer out in the field citing these individuals, and then it goes before the judge, and the judge is like, yeah, looks like the property's been used for more than 30 days. Here's all the pictures of it. Now you can't use that property. You can only use it for a total of 30 days a year, where historically, the one property I'm thinking of particular has been utilized by thousands of people every year for family gatherings and all that kind of stuff. And this ordinance may put a stop that, and I do not want that to happen. I certainly don't want to be the person who votes to stop the use of that property for what they've used it for.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have an issue with 14 days, and then frequency shall not exceed 30 days in one calendar year, is because I think that argument.
So instead of reading this ordinance, do we want to do something different on the verbiage of that?
I think if I would make a motion, I would motion that we table this and amend the language of that to ensure that these types of properties that are being used for camping, recreation, family reunions, all of that are not subject to the 30-day and 30 days in one calendar year, and bring that back to the council once that verbiage.
Chief, are you okay with that?
Absolutely. I understand his concern and we support that. That's not what we want either in this ordinance.
City Attorney, you good with that? We can go back to kind of the reverbiage of that just to clarify that.
And I understand with the city property, I understand with the public property, mine's just private property and allowing people to have camping on their property that exceeds more than 30 days in a calendar year. And that's, I guess, that's my motion, is I motion that we table this to bring and direct staff to bring back language that is compatible with what I've discussed already. If you need me to give a specific, I think I can, but I think I trust your wordsmithing, Anna.
Do we need a motion to table that?
I just made a motion.
Oh, you did,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Second by Councilman Whipple. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, Chief and Anna, for working with that. That's a good conversation. Okay, next item on the agenda, where we'll also have a public hearing and consideration of ordinance number 2026-01, amending Show City Code, Chapter 7.25, Alarm System Regulation, Section 7.250110, Purpose, 7.25020, General Provision, Definition 7.2503, Exemptions. There's some 7.2504, Duties and Responsibility of Alarm Users, 7.2060, Permits and Fees, and adopting resolution number R 2026-04, declaring as a public record that document title revision to Chapter 7.25 Alarm System Regulations of Show City Code. Chief Westover, is that the best way we could have done that? Wow, that's a lot of 7.25s. Chief.
Yeah, Anna's been hard at work helping us make this right, so thank you, Anna, for your help with that. At the City Council retreat held on October 1st, 2025, staff presented information and issues related to residential and commercial alarms. Due to evolving technology, residential alarms are now often monitored through programs such as Ring and Nest, as opposed to traditional monitoring through alarm companies. The processing of applications, entering the information into our databases, completing annual billing, and compliance checks require extensive work hours. This ordinance will remove the requirement for homeowners to obtain alarm permits per city code while still maintaining the requirement for commercial alarms to comply with the existing city code. Staff recommends adopting ordinance number 2026-02, amending the Show City Code, Chapter 7.25 Alarm Systems Regulation, Section 7.25.010, Purpose, 7.25.020, General Provisions, Definitions, 7.25.030, Exemptions, 7.25.040, Duties and Responsibility of Alarm Users, 7.25.060, Permits and Fees, and adopting resolution number R 2026-04, declaring as public record that document titled Revisions to Chapter 7.25 Alarm System Regulations of the Show City Code.
Wow. At this time, I'll open it up to a public hearing. Seeing nobody run, bring it back to the council for questions, comments. Unless you want to read that again, but I think I'll have the clerk read ordinance since all council members have the ordinance in front of them.
Mayor and Council, it's my turn to do the numbers now. City of Show Ordinance number 2026-02, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Show, Arizona, amending the code of the city of Show, chapter 7.25, alarm system regulation, section 7.25.010, purpose, 7.25.020, general provisions, definitions, 7.25.030, exemptions, 7.25040, duties and responsibility of alarm users, 7.25060, permits and fees. Thank you.
Ours was longer. Bring it back to the council for a motion. Councilman Clark.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2026-02, amending the Show City Code, Chapter 7.25 Alarm System Regulations, Section 7.25.010, Purpose, 7.25.020, General Provisions, Definitions, 7.25.030, Exemptions, 7.25.040, Duties and Responsibilities of Alarm Users, 7.25.060, Permits and Fees, and adopting resolution number R 2026-04, declaring as public record that document titled Revisions to Chapter 7.25 Alarm System Regulations of the Show City Code.
Got a motion. I'm definitely going to second that. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir. You got to read all those 7.25s with one eye. They like grow at you. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of a job order contract for tree maintenance and removal service, City of Show Low project number, really, 44526103/50026-103, really. Mr. Austin.
Hello, my turn. Westover show is over. The annual maintenance budget includes funds each year for tree maintenance and removal services citywide through both the parks maintenance and the street departments. Trees on city-owned properties as well as city-maintained right-of-ways need to be maintained and sometimes removed due to unsafe conditions, disease, etc. Multiple projects a year are sometimes required. Due to the yearly nature of the work, a job order contract was developed to manage these projects. A 5-year job order contract was advertised to request a submittal of qualifications to select contractors that are qualified to bid on the yearly job orders. 4 contractors submitted statements of qualifications to highlight their capabilities to perform the requested work. A review panel meeting about the qualifications outlined in the Arizona state statutes was assembled to review the statements of qualification. The contractors that submitted statements of qualifications are Josh Boggs Tree Service, LLC, Southwest Contracting and Associates, LLC, Stock Pro Tree Specialist, LLC, and West Coast Arborist, Incorporated. Similar with the city's water tank JOC contracts, it was determined the selection of contractors who could participate in the JOC contract would be those who received the top 3 highest ranked statements of qualification. The top 3 ranking companies are as follows: Stock Pro Tree Specialist, LLC, Josh Boggs Tree Service, LLC, and West Coast Arborist, Incorporated. Staff recommends awarding job order contracts for tree maintenance and removal services, City of Show Low project number 445-26103/500-26103 to Stock Pro Tree Specialist, LLC, Josh Boggs Tree Service, LLC, and West Coast Arborist, Incorporated. Job order number 1 will be released in the upcoming months, allowing the selected contractors to bid on the tree maintenance and removal work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Questions or comments?
I'll make a motion. Ready?
You got a question or?
Yeah, thanks, Rick. So do you have experience working with these 3 companies? Have you worked with all 3 of them in the past, or have they done work for the city in the past?
Josh Boggs used to work for Public Works at one point. He went somewhere else and he opened his tree service. So I'm pretty familiar with Josh. And Stock Pro is Pete Stock's son.
What about West Coast Arborist? Have you?
No, sir. I've never worked with them.
Rick, so does that mean when we have work done, these are the 3 we use, right?
Correct. We'll get bids we'll solicit bids from them 3 and take the best bid.
Councilman Adams?
Make a motion. I move to award job order contracts for tree maintenance and removal service, City of Show Low project number 445-26103/500-26103 to Josh Boggs Tree Service, LLC, Stock Pro Tree Specialist, LLC, and West Coast Arborist, Inc.
Got a motion, got a second by Councilman Whipple. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. So what was the deal with that big old number? Never seen them like that.
They're out of 2 different departments. We got the Parks Department that pays for part of it in our parks, and then right-of-ways is paid out of Streets Department.
Can I ask one question, Mayor, real quick? Rick, with you're seeing a lot of dead trees because of the drought. Is that going to be part of stuff we'll be taking care of with this?
Yes, sir.
All righty, next item on the agenda is consideration of approval of a list of job qualified contractors for water production wells and facilities, Show Low project number 76026-106. Mr. Austin.
All right. right, the city of Show Low's water production system includes 17 wells. The depths of these wells range from approximately 550 feet to 800 feet. The sizes of the wells range from 4 to 16 inches in The sizes of the wells range from 4 to 16 inches, and production ranges from 120 gallons a minute to 700 gallons per minute. The system includes submersible and inline vertical turbine pumps. The average water use during the summer months is about 3.488 million gallons per day and 1.664 million gallons per day in the winter. The wells require regular maintenance and replacement. The abrasive effect of the native coconino sands in the aquifer wear pumps at a fast rate. Most pumps in the system are replaced every 3 to 5 years. The city's water system is operated as an enterprise fund with a total maintenance budget of approximately $290,000 per year. The city of Show Low conducted a comprehensive process to retain up to 3 contractors for a job order contract, a JOC, to provide labor, furnish and install materials relating to repairing and maintaining water production wells and facilities, and repair existing water facilities at various locations. JOCs will streamline procuring well repair and replacement services in days instead of weeks. Time is especially critical during high water usage during the spring months. Each individual project will be bid competitively among the 3 approved firms. Individual job orders should not exceed $125,000, and a majority of the well production should not exceed $50,000. Or projects, should not exceed $50,000. The estimated annual budget for the well maintenance is about $200,000. The term of these contracts will be 3 years with 2 one-year renewals options. Services will be requested on a as-needed, if-needed basis, and the result contract is not a commitment by the city that the contractor service will be required. In November of 2025, staff solicited statements of qualifications for well service firms to provide job order contracting services. The solicitation process followed Arizona Revised Statutes Title 34, wherein prospective companies submitted statements of qualifications, or SOQs, which were reviewed and ranked by a selection committee of staff, city staff, and licensed contractor. A total of 4 statements of qualifications were received and graded, resulting in the following list of 3 qualified firms. Contractors that submitted statements of qualification are Felix Construction, Weber Water Resource LLC, and Willis Drilling and Pump. Similar with the city's water tank JOCs, it was determined the selection of contractors who could participate in the JOC contract would be those who received the top 3 highest ranked statements of qualifications. The top 3 were Willis Drilling and Pump, Weber Water Resources LLC, and Felix Construction. Staff would also like to request the ability for the city manager to authorize well JOC contracts up to an amount of $125,000. I'm having trouble reading today. If requested in high demand seasons and emergency conditions. All well JOC contracts will be brought before the city council at the next available city council meeting for concurrence. Staff recommends approving the list of for job order qualified contractors for water production wells and facilities. City of Show Low project number 760-26106 to Felix Construction, Weber Water Resources, and Willis Drilling and Pump. Job order number 1 will be released in the upcoming months, allowing the selected contractors to bid on the well repair and maintenance work.
You don't want to read anymore?
No, I'm done.
So, Rick, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought we had a provision in there that the city manager has the authorization during an emergency to do it. Is this the same thing? Because I thought we had something.
We did in the past, but it was really just a verbal thing. We wanted to monument it in the contract.
Perfect. Thank you. Questions, comments?
Motion.
Go ahead.
I move to approve the list of qualified contractors for water production wells and facilities and to enter into job order contracts with the listed firms and authorize the city manager to authorize well JOC contracts up to an amount of $125,000.
Got a motion, got a second by the vice mayor. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Sorry you had to read so much tonight, Rick.
Okay.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of City Hall Security Improvement Phase 1, City of Show Low Project Number 4452092. Mr. Hemsaw.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The Arizona Counterterrorism Information Center under the Department of Homeland Security conducted a threat risk assessment of city facilities and compiled their findings into the Threat Assessment and Options for Consideration report. Their recommendations focus on crime prevention through environmental design, or CPTED, and key findings centered around the porous entry and visitor policy at City Hall, which leaves staff areas vulnerable to unauthorized access. The CPTED recommendations reconfigured the front lobby to create a safe and welcoming public space while limiting public access to staff-only areas of the facility, as well as relocating department functions with the most public interactions to the secure public lobby. Following the findings, the recommendations of the CPTED, a project was designed by city engineering staff to provide clear division between the public space and staff-only areas. The project was publicly bid, and the following bids were received. Point Companies Incorporated, $87,837.50, and LD&B LLC at $88,750. So just kind of get a clear view. We don't really have the plans we can put up here, but basically what we're looking at doing is putting a glass storefront entry in City Hall. When you walk in, you'll be greeted by the front desk personnel through that safer glass that we're going to be installing, and then you'll get buzzed into wherever you need to go within City Hall. It just kind of limits that. Right now, there's no access control for the facility. So that's phase one of the improvements. We're also making some improvements to the rear door for that glass door, strengthening that facility and making that so it'll be open, a double door entry, so it can have deliveries and things come in the back. So those are the improvements that are being suggested tonight. So staff recommends awarding the construction contract for City Hall security improvements, phase 1, to Point Companies in the amount not to exceed that $87,837.50. Bid tab is there, and I'm here for any questions.
Just a quick comment. Do you think we can have a copy of that? I'm just kind of curious of how that's going to, I know you're going to put a wall across there, but it'd be nice to kind of see exactly how that's going to lay out. Do we have it, or have we seen it, or?
Yes, we have the plans drawn up, and that's what these guys bid.
Okay.
Basically, you walk in now, and there's a large front desk, and there's access in all directions.
Right.
We're just going to turn that access 90 degrees and square that off right when you walk in from the parking lot, and that's where you'll have your glass entry and the buzz door to get into the
I
facility.
think maybe if you can just send it to the accountant.
Sure. Yeah, you bet.
See what it's like. Appreciate it.
Make a motion.
Anybody else have any questions?
Question there.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Is Point Companies, are they here local? Or
They are, yes,
Okay,
correct.
That was my
Yeah.
question, because the two bids are so close. I would like to see that go to someone here local.
Yes, sir. They are.
Is it possible for, I don't think any of us have badges to get into through the employment. Can council members get that so that now that the front office is going to be more secure, that we can get back to talk to staff like, is that possible? So that we
Sure.
can do that?
Yeah, so I think it was it last meeting when we approved remind me, Justin, we approved the key card.
Yes.
So we're redoing the key cards around all the city events, so we'll get you when we redo it.
We want to make sure we're not building a strengthened ICE detention facility.
No.
Is there a reporter in the office that can be their headline?
We can rewrite
about
this.
Stupid ICE crap from last time.
Let me bring it up.
Councilman Adams.
I move to approve the agreement with Point Companies Incorporated for the amount not to exceed $87,837.50 for the City Hall Security Improvement Phase 1 project, City of Show Low project number 4452092.
Got a motion, got a second by Councilman Clark. All those in favor? All those opposed, motion passed unanimously. I'm so glad we're doing this. It's weird when you're down at City Hall and you turn around, there's somebody walking right behind you. It's like, oh, okay. All right, next item on the agenda is consideration of acceptance of wastewater facilities master plan. Gotta give me a minute, I gotta turn the page. City of Show Low project number S4724, Mr. Hemsaw.
Thank you. On June 17th, 2024, the City Council awarded a construction contract with Sunrise Engineering LLC for a wastewater facilities master plan report in an amount not to exceed $198,500. The project scope included a system hydraulic model, system evaluation, assessment of future needs, capital project planning, budget estimates, and other elements required to provide a complete and comprehensive document. This wastewater master plan is a document that will be utilized to prioritize our improvements over the next 20 years. The 196-page document, I think you guys had in your packet. To kind of consolidate that, we have a few quick slides we'll go through and kind of highlight the main points in the report. So a little history of the wastewater master plans we have for the City of Show Low. We had one done in 1997 by CMH2 Hill, a consultant that did one for the city. Due to that excessive growth in the early 2000s, it was quickly realized that we needed to update that master plan based on the growth we were seeing. So in 2007, the wastewater master plan was updated by Kennedy and Jenks, another engineering consultant at that time. And that's the master plan we've been basing a lot of our improvements and our growth on for the past almost 20 years. So in 2024, the wastewater update, we sent an RFQ out for engineering consultants to give us their qualifications. Sunrise Engineering was awarded the design contract. Their scope of services, once again, was to research our existing conditions, our wastewater collection system, research the parcel loading. So if it's a school, it's 35 gallons per day per student. If it's it's commercial, it's 500 gallons per acre. These are all metrics of how we load the system. Development of they have to develop the hydraulic model of the existing system. So they have a software that is a piping system where they model our system. And then they put flow meters in our manholes to calibrate the system, just to make sure it does make sense. They created recommendations for the improvements based off the existing conditions, and then developed those future predictions, those future build-out scenarios 20 years out. They also included wet weather and dry weather modeling peaks. So we definitely see peaks when we have the wet weather, the rain on snow events, or those heavy rains. We've seen influx of I&I in our system. Finally, we asked them to do some cost estimates for each recommended improvement project so we could use those for our CIP over the next 20 years. So that's our existing system. I know it's kind of hard to see with such a small image, but the different colored lines on the maps are different size piping. So that is the existing model of our system. This is all the gravity system. All the low pressure sewer, for instance, Torion, portions of Sierra Pine, Snow Creek, those are still loaded into this system. They're just not drawn in the piping diagram because they're pressure systems. So after we had the system built, or the model built, the contractor went ahead and modeled our existing system based off our peak flows. We do the D over D is the depth of the flow and the diameter of the pipe. ADEQ requires us to be at 75%. They consider that pipe full. So there's like a factor of safety in our calculations, our modeling. So when the D over D goes over 75%, the depth of the flow inside the diameter of the pipe, that pipe is considered full, and we need to upgrade. So actually, you can look at our model. Our existing conditions are in pretty good shape. We have a couple red lines on there. A couple of those are force mains, and those are going to be red no matter what because they're pumping out of a lift station. But there is some red over there kind of heading out towards the airport on US 60. But otherwise, the existing system was in good condition. So they give us 3 projects for the existing condition recommended list. Project 1 is out of the 2,700 manholes we have in the city, 30 of them looked funny to them in the modeling. There might be an error in the invert. The rim elevation might have got changed with the paving project. Something's off by a little bit. So we're gonna just do an internal project with those 30 manholes, resurvey the manhole, redip the manhole inverts, correct that in the model. That's a project the engineering staff is already planning on getting underway. A lot of those are probably just errors in the data. We've been compiling this data for the last 20 years. So we'll get that survey data corrected. If there is an issue with the manhole, we'll get it in the manhole replacement project and we'll fix that error manhole. There's a line size. You saw that red line up, kind of heading out towards the airport on US 60. That'll be a line size improvement as we'll plan for those projects in that area. And there's a second line size connector. There's two parallel lines right in front of McDonald's going down White Mountain Boulevard, or White Mountain Road, excuse me. And those parallel lines could use one more connector between the two because there's a long distance where they're not connected. So they suggested one more connector between the two. So once again, the existing system's in pretty good shape. The future, 2046, wow, see that number up there. This is their modeling of the system as we build out another 20 years of growth. More red shows up, but it's actually in pretty good shape. A lot of these are in locations that we already anticipated future projects for capacity. There's a capacity project going right in front of the wastewater treatment plant on 6th Street there, right by the Coke plant going down to the treatment plant. That's a main trunk line we're going to eventually have to upsize. There's a little bit of additional work out on the US 60 heading out east of town, going up the hill towards 77. And then there's a little bit in the meadow, and the other ones to the south are once again force mains and are just going to show up red no matter what because they're pumping large lift stations. So they developed this project list for us. Once again, there's the projects 1 through 4. Those are kind of the higher priority that we see improvements that we need to make and start looking at in the next 5 years. The improvements out on the east of town. You got the ones kind of by the Coke plant, by Frontier Fields, going to the treatment plant. Those will be our priorities for the next 5 years, probably. Projects 5 through 9, once again, those are some more line side improvements. That'll be the next 5 years after that. A lot of those show up, they're just a section of a long run that shows up as being full, which probably means it's just a really flat portion of that long run. And so the sewer slows down a little bit. We'll evaluate those and see those as they come up. If we really do need to replace those, or we might not need to, we could do some flow monitoring and really look at those pipes. But when you see a long run of sewer, and there's just one section in the middle that shows full, it's probably just the flattest portion of that run. So we'll look at those 5 in the next 5 years after that. Projects 10 through 21, those are just all based on future development. As things come in, future development comes in, we're just going to have to work with the developers, figure out what size improvements we need, how that matches this master plan, and how their flow is going to go where we think it's going to go. So those are kind of projects that we're just going to have to evaluate as development continues. Once again, the 3 small projects for the existing conditions, we got the manhole and the 2 line size projects. Our future capacities are 1 through 4, 5 through 9, and 10 through 21 on projects. Overall, the system's in good position to absorb development moving forward into the future, at least 20 years. Staff will monitor development trends and changes to adjust the master plan recommendations if deviations are presented. If we see things get routed in different directions, we'll have to adjust and reevaluate and let them do the modeling to see what we need to do. An update in our wastewater treatment facility. Our current inflow, our daily inflow is about 1.1 to 1.2 MGD. That's million gallons per day. Just for a little perspective, in 2015, when our new plant was constructed, it averaged about 0.9 MGD to 1. So in the past 10 years, we've increased about 0.2 MGD. Our current treatment, or the facility capacity, the operating capacity is 2.5 MGD, our new plant. All right, and just finally, how we're going to utilize this master plan. We utilize this to look at every CIP year. We'll pull projects for capacity, but we also pull projects that we know of just aging infrastructure, old pipe. That's kind of a blend of what our CIP turns into. But this document is mainly used to show us where our capacity needs to improve in the next 20 years. And we also utilize this when we have developers come in to manage growth, just seeing where their future improvements are going to affect our existing and future infrastructure. So that's kind of the highlight there. I'm here for any questions.
Awesome. Any questions or comments?
Move to accept the completion of the wastewater facilities master plan, City of Show Low project number S-4724.
Got a motion, got a second by Councilman Adams. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir. I think this is the longest meeting of my career as a council member. Next item on the agenda is consideration of resolution number R 2026-02 for call of elections. Mrs. Hall.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The City of Show Low is required to provide a notice of a call of election designating certain dates, deadlines, purpose of elections, and location to file nomination papers relative to the 2026 City of Show Low primary and general elections. The City of Show Low will hold a primary election on Tuesday, August 4th, 2026, in conjunction with the Navajo County election for the purpose of electing 3 council members, each to serve a 4-year term. Any candidates receiving a majority of all votes cast at the primary election will be declared elected as of the date of the general election without running at the general election. The general election will be held on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026, to fill any seats that remain unfilled after the primary election. The call of election authorizes the city to proceed with the required election processes, including coordination with the Navajo County elections, candidate filing, ballot preparation, and compliance with all applicable state election statutes. The City of Show Low conducts its municipal elections in coordination with Navajo County. Consolidating the city's election with Navajo County elections allows for efficient administration of the election, consistent ballot preparation, and cost-effective use of resources. Navajo County registration and voting lists will be used for the municipal election. In order to be qualified to vote in the primary election, electors must be registered by Monday, July 6, 2026. Candidates seeking office for council member may obtain nomination petitions and other materials from the city clerk's office located at City Hall, 180 North 9th Street, Show Low, Arizona 85901. And nomination petitions and other materials are available now. Nomination petition and other candidate documents must be filed with the city clerk by appointment. The filing period as of right now is March 7th, 2026 through April 6th, 2026 by 5 p.m. in order for candidates' names to appear on the primary election ballot. Petitions received after 5 p.m. on April 6th will not be considered. Staff recommends adopting resolution number R 2026-02 designating a primary election date to fill 3 council member seats with 4-year terms, designating the deadline for voter registration, designating the pickup location for candidate packets, and designating the filing period. And just as a note, as of right now, this is when the election date will be. It may change. We should know from the state legislature here pretty soon.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. Any questions or comments? Nobody's curious of why we've never done this before? It's cleaning up our election results, correct?
It's just more paperwork of just allowing me to go on ahead and start the process of election stuff.
Okay. Turn it back over to the council for a motion. Vice Mayor.
I move to adopt resolution number R 2026-02, call of election, designating a primary election date to fill 3 city council member seats with 4-year terms, designating the deadline for voter registration, designating the pickup location for candidate packets, and designating the filing period.
Got a motion. I'll go ahead and second that. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed. Next item on the agenda is consideration of appointment of city council member. Mrs. Hall.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Councilman Brent Hatch, whose term expires at the first regular city council meeting in December 2026, resigned his council seat effective January 20th, 2026. The council formally accepted his resignation earlier this evening. When there's a vacancy on the city council, state statute allows the city council to appoint someone to fill a vacant seat for the seat's remaining term. In the past, the council solicited applications of interest and held interviews in executive session, and the council appointed an applicant to fill the vacancy. Staff advertised the vacancy in the local newspaper, online through the city's website and social media pages. Staff received 7 applications. 6 applicants were interviewed by the council this evening prior to the regular meeting. 1 applicant was unavailable for an interview due to a pre-scheduled family trip. Each council member has a ballot showing the names of the 7 applicants. Council members should mark 1 choice on the ballot for the individual they wish to appoint. After the clerk tallies the results and indicates the individual with the most votes, a formal motion may be made based on the results, and council members' votes will be reflected in the minutes. Thank you.
Everybody's passed them down. Thank you guys for waiting. Sorry. Long meeting.
All right, it looks like Gentry Hatch has the most votes. Thank you.
Welcome, Gentry. I don't know how to say welcome or Vice Mayor.
I move to appoint Gentry Hatch to the Shola City Council for the term expiring December 2026.
Got a motion, got a second by Councilman Clark. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Welcome. And thank you guys again earlier. I told you in the meeting, thank you guys again for putting your name in. We're going to have some openings coming up, so please keep your phone lines available because the city clerk will be contacting you. And can you explain, does he get sworn in at the next meeting?
Yeah, so he'll be sworn in at the first meeting in February.
Unless you want to wait after executive session, we should be 45 minutes to an hour and then, no? Okay, probably not. All righty. Congratulations. Thank you again.
Thank you all.
Yes. Next item on the agenda, geez, is summary of current events.
Mayor.
Nothing? Nope. Councilman Whipple?
I just want to thank everyone that turned out to the MLK Day of Service yesterday. We had a small crowd picking up trash there on Penrod Road, and it was just good to see the community members out there helping out. So thank you.
Awesome. And I have nothing to report. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'll keep it short. Just remind the citizens that we are starting our budget process. We're holding a town hall budget meeting for citizen input this Thursday, January 22nd at 6 p.m. here in council chambers. And all the budget meetings are open to the public. You can check the website. Also, just to let everyone know that we're doing our Groundhog Day breakfast in conjunction with the Whipple family on Monday, February 2nd from 6 to 10 a.m. at the community center located at 301 East McNeil, and everyone is invited to attend that. And just as a reminder, as Rachel mentioned, the council packets are available to pick up if you want to run for council. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Anybody need seconds? No? At this time, we have any scheduled meetings?
Just want to bring to the council's attention that we will do another open house for the Shola Sports and Event Center on February 3rd at 5 p.m. in the Deuce of Clubs room. Our architects will be there just to update the public on what changes they've made and to get any further input on the design. And then if the council can look, our architects and design people would like to come back to council on March 24th. That's not our regular city council meeting. I've talked to the mayor about maybe possibly moving our 17th meeting to March 24th. In conjunction with them, they said that they need just an extra week to get ready to present everything to you guys. So if I don't know if anyone's has any problems on the 24th, that's a Tuesday. No? Okay.
Gentry? Got to ask you too. 24th?
March 24th.
Good. He said yes, it's good.
I don't know if he did.
Late. Too late.
All right. At this time, I'll make a motion. We go into executive session, or I'll look for a motion to go in. Motion by Councilman Adams going into executive session. I'll second it. All those in favor? All those opposed? We will now adjourn to executive session. Thank you guys for being here for the longest meeting of my career. All the budget meeting.